Hello and welcome to this Codebuddies Hangout. Today we're going to continue building a website in Python using Django and Wagtail CMS. Briefly, Codebuddies is a global community of code learners who help each other through conversations on Slack and in peer-to-peer study groups and virtual hangouts. This live stream is part of a virtual hangout and can be seen here. There's a number of hangouts ongoing or on a regular basis on Codebuddies that you can join and check out, as well as study groups for all sorts of topics, Python, Java, Go, Rust, JavaScript, Ruby, PHP, AWS. In addition to these kind of hangouts and study groups, there's also a Slack community, an online forum, and the whole platform is open source on GitHub, as well as a YouTube channel and Medium publication. So this Codebuddies community is really active in trying to help people learn to code and teach one another. The project we're working on is a magazine website for the organization Western Friend. We're building the next generation of the magazine website with Wagtail. It's a content management system, similar maybe in ethos to WordPress, but built on top of Django. So it's got really batteries included, mentality, a very mature platform to build on, very kind of conservative release process, but they're really building on the past and not throwing things away. And I think that kind of stems from the Python community in general, with the idea of providing basic tools in an ecosystem or a standard library of all the things you commonly use for many purposes: web development, scientific computing, numeric computing, data analysis, data visualization, astronomy, you name it. There's all sorts of activity in the Python community. So that's why I've gravitated into this whole area, Wagtail, Django, and I use Python on a daily basis at work. So on GitHub, I should actually open up the Western Friend website repository. There's a few issues open now. I'm trying to organize the process a little bit better. I've been doing more or less ad hoc development. So far, we've been able to build out a magazine page. It's not running right now, so I actually need to open up PyCharm. Basically, the magazine page is inspired by the current Western Friend website, where we have issues. The issues have articles that are grouped into sections, and in featured articles section up top, and the issue publication dates, as well as cover image. We've gotten that far in the past 5 live coding sessions. So today we're going to kind of expand the lens. There's a couple directions we could go, but I was thinking about looking at the home page. As soon as I run this project, you'll see that the home page is pretty bare bones. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, somehow I just in a different project altogether. Cool. We're in the Western Friend website. And what happened to my configuration here? This is really weird. I had an idea configuration. I have to set it up again. Did it at least activate my virtual env? Man, it didn't even do that. What's going on? Oh, I know what happened. I've been moving around the website. I can fix this, I believe. Okay, sorry about this delay, but I will Just think for one moment. Yeah, I think if I just come over here. Django. Okay. We're off to a solid start. So I just need this idea folder. And the VN. Let's see if this works. Okay, so well, let's right into it. Right into it. 0.3. I think there was some configuration in the idea for the old project that now we'll be able to pick up. So hopefully we're back on track. If not, I will just take a moment and set up the virtual env again. It's not too hard. There's only two dependencies, two top-level dependencies. Okay. This is still rolling. Leave that alone for Okay, it looks like we're up and running. Got the managed Pi terminal. My virtual environment is active. Okay, cool. I'll have to learn more about the copy command, why I couldn't move. Was I moving or copying? MV should have worked. I think I was copying. I don't remember now. Essentially, we should be able to run this though. Perhaps after it scans the code. So yeah, caveat emptor, or just beware. This is a live coding session. It's not a tutorial. So you'll see all of the mistakes I make and fumbling in real time. But I have been recently doing recaps of these. So if your time's crunched and just want a brief summary of the changes that I make during this session, you should be able to find the recap video for this. And I'll run down line by line what we're doing here. Here we go. Now I can run manage Pi. Great. Now we can run this. And we'll see that I've got a nice error because I haven't instantiated the database. Great. Wiley, leave that blank. Use generic password. It's very common, but I'm going to bypass it because it's a generic password for development purposes. Okay, what's going on here? So there's no content. All right, I do have one page, the home page by default. Okay, so, well, this is a good opportunity to see the content hierarchy. While we're here, I'm going to create a branch. We'll call it page enhancements, because I'm not sure what the scope of this session will be. So underneath the home page, we will create a magazine index page, and that is the page that shows all of the magazine issues. There should only be one instance of that. One enhancement would be to not allow these magazine article, magazine issue to come under anything other than magazine index. Yeah, magazine page. Sub page types, empty magazine article. We need to define the parent page types, it looks like. I wish GitHub was just a little bit more responsive so I didn't have to do that. It was parent page type or something like that. Cool, noted. Cool, getting a little bit more organized. All right, that way I won't lose sight of that task, but don't have to focus on it right away. Or I could actually do it right now. Documentation. Yeah, it's parent page types. Let's do it. All right. So I'll come back to that in a second. Working off master, I'm the main developer here, so I have just been kind of committing haphazardly to master. Now I'm going to get a little bit more organized. Oh, now I've done it. I started hyphenating them. So I'll stick with that. So this should be a fast one. Essentially, every content type can have subpage types that allow you to specify what child pages you can define underneath that, and a parent page to specify what where in the content hierarchy that you're allowed to create that content type. So if I go to my models for the magazine, ooh, hello. What's this? Why is it doing that? Oh, probably I need to be project files. No. Oh, shit. What's going on? Well, that's really strange. Well, that's just a bummer. If this is not going to let me commit, I should just probably close this live stream and figure out what's going on. I've already bumbled around so much. I don't know if it has something to do with this or what. This is ridiculous. There's enough files appearing underneath this directories. I'm so confused right now. And this is totally borked. Installing Linux. Kernel upgrade. Oh man, things are not working out for me right now. One of those days. Okay, there we are. Yay. All right, that's good. Indexing. So let's just take it one step at a time. We'll need to set up a virtual environment. So now I guess you get to see me figure this part out, but it's essentially the whole workflow of setting up a new development environment, which I should probably document for this project. So this might serve as a good reference. So for this project, we'll need an interpreter. Right now, it's using invalid interpreter, which I just nuked. So if I just go ahead and create a new one right here, yeah, this will work. So it'll create a virtual environment folder in the root Python 3.6. I could try pip-inv, but I think it's not going to be able to find my pip-inv executable. I want to use pip-inv. I've had troubles with it recently with this pip 18.1 upgrade. It totally broke the pip-inv, and Conda I'm not super enthusiastic about. I've been using it at work, but somehow it's interfering with regular Python virtual environment, and I'm not sure that it's justified to have all other packaging initiative. It's kind of fracturing the Python packaging ecosystem. Okay, so one thing that would be nice is if I could install requirements text file here. I think that's an open issue in with PyCharm. But since I'm in the virtual environment, I can just do pip tar. I have requirements text, don't I? CD. Okay, that's Django and everything that Wagtail needs to run. Yeah, this is the one when I upgrade to 18.1, pip-inv stops working. That may have been fixed by now, though. I just don't want to chance it. I've already had enough struggles just right now getting this live stream up and running. So one more time, migrate. Create super user. And we'll create a configuration for manage Pi, which essentially just needs to add an argument because manage Pi just returns like the documentation. So if I come up here to edit configurations and I add the parameter run server that. And we're done scanning. So now I should be able to just run my run server, copy URL, move to the side, and back to admin. Cool. All right. So if you're watching this live stream at home, I appreciate you sticking with me or skipping through this. A little bit of pain point while I set up my development environment anew, but now it's kind of documented how to get the general Wagtail development environment set up with PyCharm. So the task was going to, I guess, just try out these parent page constraints, since I'm already half an hour into this live stream. So let's create a branch. Something like that. Great. So we come to model. Models is where it's at. And we're going to define this parent page type field for a magazine issue, magazine article. So right now we have subpage types. And right above that, let's just define parent page types equals it's essentially this magazine index page. Comes a new lines. Magazine article. Magazine article has no subpages. Those are the leaf nodes, so to speak. All right, now if we come back over here to Wagtail, I believe when you add these kind of meta things, the fields and content panels, to some extent, you don't have to run migrations for these. It's when you're adding only a database field. Let's see if that holds true here. Home page, add a child page. Yeah, that's right. Cool, let's just get all our content in order here. That's cool. And then as we add other sections to the website, magazine, bookstore, library, community, memorials, about us, and a contact page, we'll fill out these subpage types. But right now, that's just keeping the content hierarchy clean. All right. Just to use one commit, I think it's okay. Yeah. All right, so we've got that branch push. This is issue number 8. Open a pull request. And rebase and merge. It looks good. It's just what we did here. I need to, I should actually say this though. This is cool. There we go. Delete the branch. Switch over to master. And for some reason, when I try to sync changes from Git through PyCharm, things get really messed up, messy type things. So, you know, I'm on the master branch and just verifying that and git pull is a lot cleaner way of doing it. Somehow there's a setting, too many settings in PyCharm for this. I do VCS, git, pull, something here. Maybe I just need to click no commit. Whatever the default is for git pull there, I would like it to be here, but it's not. And it does like a commit. And then things get out of sync and it's just a struggle. Git still baffles me. There's too much to it. It's nice though. Collaborative tool. Let's pull request. Good way we can work on complex projects together. Okay. So yeah, let's take a look at the homepage model. Since we're here, and tackle a couple of these smaller issues for the next half hour. So the intro text should be relatively straightforward. If you have any suggestions for kind of a Git flow we could adopt for this project, I'm eager to hear them. I maybe can create a poll in the community, Codebuddies community. Right now, I'm just feature branches directly off of the master. So your suggestions are welcome. If you can add a comment on the YouTube video, we can discuss further there. Homepage intro text. So essentially this is going to look like the magazine. Yeah, it's just a rich text field. Wagtail core fields. Import rich text field. I'm going to type all this. It's already there because I want to get ingrained in my muscle memory. Intro, rich text field blank is true. Wait a minute. I didn't really think that through. It's already got a body field. Let's rename it to intro. I don't know. Home body, home intro. Like the theme is that everything has more or less an intro text and some other features around it. And we just, in Drupal, these are just panels. They don't even have like consistent naming. So we're developing this content model. I will rename this to intro. Can't do that. You can't just rename it. think I know the problem. Okay, well, let's just scratch that off our list. You can see how my day's going to. Actually, at work, I had a much better day than I'm having right now. This is not all that bad. Okay, so field or attribute. I believe that's going to be how we're going to go forward. All right, let's defer that though. Okay, so let's do a little bit more complicated issue, but one that I think we'll succeed at. Add the current issue to homepage. Or, okay, let's give this a whirl. So essentially, we need to create some dummy content. Now underneath the magazine index page, you can only create magazine issues. Publication date, so this was for November 1st. Cover image, well, let's do this legit. Open image, new tab, I suppose. It's just the same size. All right, cool. Save image as. And we can't yet do featured articles, but we'll come back to that. All right, well then, since we just need for this feature one issue, that's this. We'll also need navigation at some point. Need a homepage text. Can't I horizontally scroll with you? Shift key. I guess it would go to the base template. Sort of the homepage. It's everywhere though. Okay. Just double check in the chat. Nobody's chatting here. All right. And in the Codebuddies live stream, things are so good to go. Nobody's chatting here. I didn't hear anybody join. So I think we're going to need now to set the context. Essentially, we'll need, the way I can think of doing this is I'm going to get context and run a query on that, on the magazine issue objects. Order by publication date in reverse and get one. It has to be live, so something like this. So let's go and do a def get context. Where are we doing that? Above, below. And then call super context equals. So bring that in from the parent class. We got to pass in the request. We're going to add latest article, latest issue, context latest issue, and run a query on that. This is where I need to get in the habit of getting into the Django shell to figure that out. Let's see if this works. The other way around. Oh, darn. Oh, I see the differences. But it puts it there instead of up here. Okay, that's not quite what I was expecting. I don't know if this WF website magazine models is correct. What do I just do magazine models? Yeah, it does look good. First. Looks pretty decent. Let's see, it was live before. Order by. Publication date. Context. So live is what we want. Or maybe one that's in draft state. Barry might be drafting the next issue of magazine. For some reason, I don't think this is going to work. The autocomplete's not working. Heck. I've got to add Django templating support, I believe. Oh man, come on. Let's try that. So I've got an issue. So basically now if we go to the live site, yeah, so that's definitely not working. But if I just do this, all right, and I got an extra curly brace there. Will that work? Let's try this. Yeah, that's much better. Great. Essentially, let's move this in there. And this should always be there, but it's safe to have that check. This one's fine. Essentially, we want it to look like. Let's try the issue title first. Let's issue.title. Now, I don't think it's going to work. This, I believe, is a query set, but let's find out what it is. That worked. So I have that same operator, the first latest issue. Because I believe I didn't apply it. Now I have the latest issue. Is that what the context is called? Yeah, so it should be an issue object. Cool. Now, how are we doing this? Current issue. Well, do that. So I need the Wagtail image handlers, load Wagtail core, load Wagtail images tags. That's not being auto-completed. What are we? Current image. Specific cover image. I believe we'll need that because it's a field on the model itself. We need some formatting as opposed to the abstract base class. So you have to use this specific selector. Let's just stick with that. It's formatting. Didn't work. Issue. Okay, so now I've got my context set up, current issue, and it's displaying. Great. So simple HTML. All right. Yeah, let's leave that. We're not doing any styling. We just put the basic functionality in place. So we can commit some changes now. And this should show me those changes. There we go. All right, well, it's 11 o'clock Eastern European time. I believe 1 hour live coding session is a decent length. Apologies for the kind of snafu getting everything set up, but it's part of the learning process and it helps to reify my knowledge about setting up the development environment. And just to remember to keep a cool head when things don't seem to be going well. It's frustrating at times. So just in their commit, I already pushed them up to GitHub, so. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this live stream. And well, let me go ahead and finish it out with the pull request and closing this issue. Issue number, current issue homepage 4. Oh, really cool. I'm in the wrong branch. No problem. So I can just push that new branch up there. Here we go. Homepage current issue. Add current issue to homepage. Few commits. Looks pretty good. So I'm reviewing my own PRs, rebase and merge. Confirm rebase and merge. And the cool thing on GitHub, and maybe on GitLab, I'm not sure, but when you tag these related issues in a pull request, it'll clean up and close that issue for you. So, and links between them and stuff. So it's a nice way to keep things tidy, save a little bit of time. Cool. Okay, so that's a good stopping point. Next time we might look at something, now the development environment is set up and everything's, we're back in business, we can look at something a little bit more complicated, adding featured articles section to the homepage. It'll be similar to the featured articles section we've got on the magazine issue page. I think the same kind of wiring. So we've already got a recipe in place. It'll be just a matter of kind of repeating that process. Again, thank you very much for watching this, and I really hope to see you around the Codebuddies community. I think it's a really good opportunity to teach and learn one another and grow together and build cool stuff. All right, well, have a great day and look for the recap video coming up shortly.